Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Welcome to the Commonwealth cabin. I gotta tell you something. This is the kind of video that I actually tend to lose subs on. This is gonna be something that a lot of folks aren't gonna wanna hear. There's a lot of people that have some vitriol towards this topic. They just don't like it, and I'm gonna talk about it anyways because I think it's important, and I hope you trust me enough to talk about it in a way that's educational for a lot of resellers out there. And some of you resellers, some of you folks aren't resellers, and I think you might get a little bit from this as well. Now, just for a little context here, I actually have already filmed a video today. The last video that came out on this channel, on the Commonwealth Flipper channel on YouTube, not the last video on Facebook, but you get the point, was filmed earlier today. And we've already shipped all this stuff off. And we still have 11 sales to go. And that video is gonna get super long, and I wanted to dedicate a little bit of time to this particular topic. But there are some awesome sales here. Just on eBay alone, 9 sales, $443.73, which is really, really good ROI for me. I usually go lower than that. We're almost at, $40-some a sale here, which is really cool. And then we also have one Poshmark sale and one Mercari sale we're going to share with you, and then we're going to talk about our topic today as well. Many of you have been watching me for years, and you know I don't do things on a whim very often. I'm pretty calculated and discerning about making well, I don't make rash decisions. Sometimes at garage sales, like buying too many ashtrays. This sale right here was really easy because I didn't pay more than $5 for this for sure. And I may have paid like $1 or $2. It should be coming out on a sale here pretty quick on the Picker channel. Harley Davidson. Comps on this were all over the place. I saw comps over $100 and I saw comps around like 30, and I couldn't quite figure out why. But we put it out there for 50 and it sold pretty darn quick. So it was a really nice flip. Really quick profit. And I don't think I mentioned what it was. Some people listen and don't watch. So it's a Harley Davidson like backpack purse. I don't know, ladies, what would you call that? It's pretty small. And it sold for $50. It is leather. So we're gonna grab a couple more sales here and then get into the topic. But I am warning you that there are some people out there. There's a particular reselling platform that can really get under people's skin, and I can understand it. So before we start talking about it, just beware that you might get angry. Some of you. Most of you will not. And I appreciate that because I usually, I try my best to be pretty honest with everybody and upfront and to explore all sides of every issue. So these little Nikes, you might remember me buying these at a sale. I was using my phone as a light, and I love picking these things up. They're quick sellers, especially this time of year. And they didn't go for a ton of money because they're tiny, but a little bit bigger ones, you can get like $15 plus shipping. Bought it for $1, sold for $11 plus shipping, and it sold really fast, like in a day or two after we listed it. And it sold on Poshmark. So the List Perfectly experiment, which so many of you have joined us on, thank you, Code Commonwealth, if you want to join us, has been doing really well for us so far. We're still under 175 items cross-listed, and we're selling things every single day on Poshmark and Mercari so far. We even sold on Bonanza. I think this last episode we had a sale on every platform. Bonanza, Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay. And we're going to talk about a fifth platform for us, a sixth if you count the antique booth. Next item was actually back here. I keep a lot of the barware stuff back here. It's up out of the way in case a cat gets in it or something and breaks it. Or my returner comes around swinging something and breaks it. But I already put it over here because I was afraid I was going to break it. You might remember this from the exact same sale we bought this from. We bought these and then went to this sale, even though the video was in the opposite order because it was so dark. And got these for $1, sold them for $11, and then went to the next sale. We bought all kinds of stuff at both sales. And this lady would not budge off her price. She wanted $8 for these. These were hers. I think they might have even been her mother's at one point. This old, I don't know if I'd call it barware. It's really, something you'd have out, iced tea or something. These little glass tumblers. And she wanted $8, and I did not want to give her $8. And the reason I didn't want to is because If it had like blue, and if it had 2 blues or 2 yellows, it would have been a perfect set. I think I could have got 50 bucks for it. And I wasn't sure I could sell it like this because this isn't the actual set. But I like this in here, and I'm like, yeah, I'll probably get 30, 40 bucks for it. And that's what we did. We listed it for $39.99 plus shipping. It sold pretty quickly, but it did sell to a viewer. And that's a little bit about the topic today, which we're going to get into after one more sale. This went to Dina. She says, saw your latest video and just had to have these. So that's very cool. Thank you. You are by far our favorite. Well, that's very, very kind of you, YouTuber. Thanks so much for all the great advice you have given over the years. You've made the right choice cross-posting. Well, there you go. Next item's a cross-posting item too. That's not the topic, by the way. That makes enough people mad. Not only cross-posting or not cross-posting, but who you cross-post with. And we've gone through all that. We're using List Perfectly. We're very, very pleased with it. And we're very pleased that you are pleased with Vendoo. Different platforms, different eyes, continued success. You have a beautiful family, Tony and Dina. Finding Keepers Resale. I like that. Finding Keepers instead of Finders Keepers. Finding Keepers. Very cool. $39.99 plus shipping. And I so hope y'all enjoy that. I was out with my buddy Eric, OBX Picker, over there on the Reseller Information Network. We were picking an abandoned house, and I came across this peanut butter creamy Superman creamy peanut butter jar from the 80s, and I'm like, that's gonna sell. And sure enough, it did. And it sold pretty quickly, and it sold for good money, $20 plus shipping. All right, some of you may have figured it out because of what I have on the TV screen back here. And this is my buddy Dave, Reselling Whatnot. That's his channel. It's kind of a tutorial type channel on how to sell on Whatnot. And if you've been around long enough, you know that I don't jump on bandwagons very quickly. You may remember the big Facebook craze of a couple years ago where everybody's like, you know, Facebook is the new reselling platform. It's going to take over eBay. Depop's going to take over it. And I'll dabble in that stuff. I want to try it. And I really look to see trends over the long term. And so for me, Whatnot was something that I think is cool. I think is fun. I think can be a big benefit for social media types, not even YouTube resellers per se or Facebook personalities, but I think to some degree for celebrities in general and for people who niche down and are experts in one category. And I was like, you know, this is a pretty cool place to source, but for general reselling like I do, I don't think it's really for everybody, and I still don't think it's for everybody. However, I've changed my opinion slowly but surely over the last few months. My buddies there, Dave and Carrie, have been selling on Whatnot forever. Talk about Eric. He's been selling on Whatnot forever. The two people I heard first talk about it were my buddies Tim and Chernock over the years, and Chernock's Connection. And they've been selling on it for a long, long time, and it's a different audience, and it really wasn't my audience per se, but they've been doing some things lately that has really changed my mind and makes me want to dip my toe in the Whatnot waters, and that's actually what we're going to do. And a lot of people out there have a bad taste in their mouth for one reason or another. They may have tried selling and undersold all kinds of stuff or whatever, and they see people, you know, big name folks getting big money for it, and their followings are coming over. I get all of that. So that's not what this video is about. I want to talk about some actual changes in some numbers that might get normal resellers to rethink the future of Whatnot. Some people love the experience of selling live on a live auction where people are actually bidding and the auctions are going quickly. And that used to be something that you could really only do out in the public here. You could go to a live auction and do that, but now you can do it online, and Whatnot has dominated that space so far, but that space really, in my opinion, isn't for all resellers. There hasn't been up to yet. I'm starting to think that they're doing some things that are going to make it palatable for many, many more resellers. It might not be right now, but it's going to be in the future. And this one was a pretty nice sale. It's been sitting there for a long time. It took a long time to sell this thing. And it sold for $45 plus shipping. 2 little Guitar Hero games, PlayStation 2, and the guitar. That's not a bad little sale. It is a pain in the butt to ship these, but it's not impossible. I'm just gonna have to find the right box. $45 plus shipping. I'm gonna give you some pretty specific numbers, but just generally speaking, let me give you a list of different reselling platforms that many of you may sell on, many of you may not sell on. I choose right now to sell through List Perfectly, essentially, on eBay and on Mercari and Poshmark, and I have sold on Bonanza for quite a while. But there are many, many other platforms out there that you can sell on. The most popular ones, of course, are probably that I haven't mentioned are Etsy, and there's, of course, you know, Depop. A lot of people sell on Grailed. There's Kitizen. You can even sell on Instagram, of course, Facebook, Tradesy, Shopify. There's all kinds of Amazon. There's all kinds of places that resellers can sell. But this particular one right here originally was marketed to very young people and really niched down products. I think Funko Pops, for instance, and I'm not into selling Funko Pops, but it is expanded to try to grow their market share. And they're doing some key things that are, in my opinion, going to really grow their market share. And at the exact same time, they're having competitors do what they do. So you might not like Whatnot, and a lot of people don't out there because they think that only people with social media followings can be successful on there. But let me tell you, and I mentioned this on the podcast the other day, eBay is now moving towards the Whatnot model. eBay Live is a real thing, and it's coming. And you've seen Poshmark do their live shows. So I think all of these reselling platforms are morphing into each other in some way, shape, or form, and they do certain things better and certain things they do worse. And I'm going to tell you about one thing that might surprise you about what Whatnot's doing, because as eBay moves towards that direction, I think Whatnot is moving towards an eBay model. We sold an Animan, and I'm going to go back there and pick it up. You know, this reminds me a little bit, this is going to go way off topic, but some of y'all like history. This reminds me of when I used to teach AP World History. You know, it came down to the Cold War, and they're like, you know, what really ended the Cold War? And there's like 10 answers for it. But I gave an answer that a lot of people didn't always quite understand or even like. And I said, at the early part of the Cold War, the communism versus capitalism, if you will, you know, free market economics versus a socialized system, and there were clear differences between the Soviet Union and the United States. Clear differences. And as the years went by, the Soviet Union, they would always take a little bit of capitalism to cure the ails of communism, and the United States took a little bit of socialism at times to cure the ails of capitalism. Those aren't my words. Those are kind of the generic terms that are going on. And I think the divide between eBayers and Whatnotters and that kind of thing, the old traditional reselling and the new way of reselling, or a new wave, they're both kind of morphing together, and those lines are being blurred a little bit, and people are looking at it with a little bit less harsh distinction. All right, some of you may have never heard of Whatnot before. I don't know. I keep trying to find a decent one for the people that have ordered the last ones, but I don't know how many decent ones are left. We're just going to grab this one right here. And Inaman sold. These are always going to be available, by the way, commonwealthpicker.com. This is obviously going to a viewer. We're always flattered when people purchase these, and we always say what we're going to say in a minute. This one is headed to Ronnie. So excited to finally win one of these. My sales have been slow, and I'm hoping he will get my sales moving along. With the other one I bought from your store to tag team. So you bought the blue one, now you have the, I guess it's green. People always tell me it's like a, I guess it's green. At any rate, thank you very much. Tag team, LOL, Ronnie, Treasures and Wishes. Very cool. Thank you so much for that purchase, and I hope he gets things moving for you. See, and that's one of the criticisms a lot of people have given. You know, you can't sell your stuff unless you have viewers, unless you have followers. And, you know, it's not true, but it is true at the same time. I have seen far too many shows where people have started their Whatnot auctions and their items just don't sell for as much. They certainly don't sell for near as much as they would sell on eBay, because you only have 10 people in there bidding. Like this shirt right here, right? This sold for $29 plus shipping. I think it did anyways. Let me look. It sold for, actually it didn't. It was 5% off of $29, and it was free shipping. But, you know, out the door, 27 bucks, something like that. And this, if you put it on an auction in eBay, a live auction on eBay, and you have very few people following you, say you have 30 people in there, or 20, or 10, and I see auctions with less than 10 sometimes, and you put that auction up, that's just simply not going to sell for very much money unless you happen to have 2 people in there who think it's awesome. You know, this wouldn't go for as much. But to find the one person who's searching for this particular, you know, little kid's Roger Rabbit shirt, you know, who knows what they're going to do with it, frame it or something, single stitch. You're going to put it on eBay and they're going to find it eventually. And if it's the only one out there, they don't have any choice but to pay your price for it. Let me just look at a couple of headlines here that I've seen in a few marketplace type articles online, tech articles, e-commerce articles. An overview of Whatnot as the fastest growing US-based marketplace. Okay, Whatnot's valuation doubles to $3.7 billion, and this is something I'm talking about here in a second. Is Whatnot the future of e-commerce? So there's all kinds of people out there speculating. And to me, there's really good reason why. And you got to remember something. I hate to change. I absolutely love what I do. Love it. And I'm never really going to change what I do. I'm probably always going to sell on eBay. I'm probably always going to sell mostly the way I do. But I have decided, mostly with the nudging of my family, because especially the young ones, my kids, Bubba's girlfriend, even my wife, she enjoys watching the show and the participatory part. We're going to do one of these sales. But it took them to poke and prod for quite a while, but it was really the numbers and 2 particular things that Whatnot has done that's flown under the radar that has really prompted me to make this change. But I want to say a couple caveats here. One, I'm going to announce a show that we're going to do, by the way. I'll just do it right now. May 4th, we're going to do a show, and I would love for everybody to come over and do this show. We're going to hopefully get the whole fam. We're going to get the guests to come in, the people that helped us do the only other show we've ever done. I would love for all of you to come try it out. You may not like it, but I would love for you to participate with us. You can give me some good feedback as well. I do have an affiliate link. This is not a paid video, but I do have an affiliate link from Whatnot. If you want to get free $15, you can scan the QR code, go over to our affiliate links at commonwealthpicker.com, or you could scan this QR code, go directly to Whatnot, or like I just said, just go to, you can look in the video description. There's all kinds of places you can find it. Send me a direct message, for goodness sake, and you can sign up through our link. You can get 15 free bucks. We get a kickback as well, just full disclosure. And you can spend it wherever you want. Doesn't have to be on our auction. But I have concerns about it because I don't want to be perceived as upselling to my viewers. I've always tried to. Now, I mean, look, I say that, but we all know what's gone on with this guy for 3 years, right? And it's an amazing phenomenon, and I'm incredibly grateful. And I'm incredibly grateful for every single viewer sale. And I think over the years, you've never heard me, at least I don't think, tell people go sign up and go sell on Whatnot. I think it is the wrong decision so far for a lot of people. I think it's the right decision for people who are experts in certain categories and have enough charisma to go on and want to go on and do live auctions and then continue to do it and to grow their audience. But it's expensive at first because you're selling items under their market value because your market is so small, but they're changing it, and that's what I'm excited about. Let's grab another sale before I tell you about those 2 things. This is the kind of thing, when I bought these, I had all these comic books. You've been seeing me sell them for a while here. This is a G.I. Joe lot. And I thought to myself, you know, one thing I could do is provide this kind of stuff, hopefully where people can, you know, maybe even make a little bit of money back. But I'm going to plan on doing tons of giveaways and all kinds of different stuff at this particular sale coming up here May 4th. And I want to make it an event, make it fun, not really make it a model for me to resell. And you know, I'm going to have all kinds of different stuff for all kinds of people. Could be simple, cheaper things, could be collectible type things, could be comic books, you know, could be all kinds of different stuff. Actual Commonwealth Picker merch and fun giveaways like that. And we're just going to sell the kind of stuff we typically do and mix it with charity right here. Where's my, here we go. We did that last show. We would sell these Isaiah 117 bracelets and gave it all to them, and we need to do that again. I actually owe them a little bit of money. I better get on the ball. They're going to get mad at me. Anyway, because we did a charity auction a while back and I haven't paid them. It's on my list over there. So, any rate, we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff with ours, but this G.I. Joe lot would have been perfect for that, but I'm happy it sold on here. Sold for $65 plus shipping, and it sold to a viewer, Angela and Rod at Lonesome Oak Pickers. Hey, Kevin and family, hope all is well. I'm surprised we actually won. Normally we miss out by a second, or on the last second. My husband thoroughly enjoys y'all's Trash to Cash podcast. Well, thank you. Really wish we could have made it to Vegas, to the Vegas Bash. Keep up the great content. So thank you very much. $65 plus shipping on that lot right there. Part of what makes somebody a good reseller is recognizing current trends and not really getting stuck in one old trend, although I shouldn't be the one to say that, since I just absolutely love to find and sell the 80s. I think I had one of these fall out of the other side over here. Yep, I did. I saw it. Put that in here. And I love the tried and trues, but I'm also getting better at the Y2K type reselling, which is taking me a little time. But this is a GBB Epic driver head cover, and this one's used, sold for $14. Now the model, if you're not familiar with it, the model that Whatnot has used essentially to bring more and more people to its platform, and make no mistake about it, the growth over there is enormous, and the strategy they're using is a really good one, and it's a pretty cheap one compared to, you know, do you remember seeing Mercari ads that were all over YouTube and Facebook during the pandemic? They were everywhere. And you know what? Mercari's struggling a little bit right now, for sure. This method of marketing and drawing in this audience, while it might not be popular with everybody, is absolutely working. And it works because they're coming after folks that have social media followings and getting them to move their audiences over to see them in a new social media setting selling things. It's actually pretty smart what they've done, and they've got a just massive base of buyers over there. And people who don't have social media followings, who do sell in certain categories and have an ample supply that they're getting for a very cheap price, and they combine that with a selling presence. It doesn't even have to be their selling presence. Some people can get the supply and they're literally paying other people to sell their stuff because they might be better on camera or whatever it is. And there's another strategy for resellers, right? Supplying the people who are selling on Whatnot, and then you become the middleman. There's all kinds of different strategies that are working here. Now, you might not ever sell on Whatnot, but let me tell you, it's coming to eBay as well. And I just think all this is happening. I was reluctant, if you know that, if you watch YouTube resellers or Facebook resellers, most of them have already done it. And I've done one show, and I've been reluctant. But I think we're going to do we're going to probably do 2. And then we're going to reevaluate and see where we're at. But at this point, I'm still not comfortable suggesting that other resellers, who especially don't have a social media following, go on and do it yet. I don't think it's ready. However, there's some exciting news. They're making changes. They're making changes to not just have a live experience, but to have a true marketplace like eBay does, where you can list items. And they're also doing things which I think is brilliant, but I got to talk about these demo numbers really quick. Being an AP World History teacher, I love demographics. But I want to show you something else first. 2021, they grew 20x. In 2021. 2022, they grew 3x. So far, their month-over-month growth in 2023 is almost 18%. So this is a growing marketplace, and it's growing mostly around, teenagers and 20-year-olds and some 30-year-olds, not as much in the 40s or 50s, but that demo is changing, and another important demo is changing, which is getting me excited. Up till recently, almost exactly 1/3 of the people who are on Whatnot buying are women and 2/3 are men. And so that really needed to change in my, look, let's face it, women do a lot of buying for their families. And, at Christmas time, I don't go shopping for my kids. I go shopping for my wife, and my wife shops for everybody else. That's just the way we do it. That's not the way it is in every family, but that's the way we do it. And so to me, getting more women on this site is key. And they've done something I think is really smart, and that is allow people to take their Poshmark closets and import them into Whatnot. And so you're going to have live sales, you're going to have non-live sales. You're going to be able to exploit this growing audience in many, many ways, not just through live reselling to your particular social media following. That is a huge move. When I heard that, I thought, man, these people really are smart, because Poshmark is dominated by women sellers and women buyers. And so to allow that was strategic and got me a little bit excited. You don't want to get stuck being a Kmart in a Walmart world, and you don't want to get stuck being a Blockbuster in a Netflix world, and you don't want to be stuck being a MySpace in a Facebook world. It reminds me of a quote that I used to tell my students, but I used to tell my baseball players as well when they would have a young kid, a freshman, make varsity, and they felt threatened by them. And, I'm like, you're probably better off to embrace them. This is a Salad Master, which is a great brand, but this is a little plug-in, like coffee, what do you want to call it, percolate, coffee maker, what it is. And it's sold for, I never find these. And I found 2 the same day in 2 different locations. I'm like, that's cool. Salad Master, and that sold for $29 plus shipping. The quote was, "Do not scorn a weak cub. He may become a brutal tiger." That was Genghis Khan who said that. And that is true, And, eBay top of the world, and then this comes in and it starts taking market share from them. Make no mistake about it. Whatnot has taken market share from eBay. No doubt. And on top of that, you have these other competitors that are scrambling. Poshmark, in my opinion, has done the best job to keep up of all of them. And now, this integration, I think, is really interesting. I'm not sure exactly how it's working, but we'll see. There's a lot of this story is yet to be told. But I can tell you, more eyeballs, younger eyeballs, are on that platform. And to me, they're making changes in order to grow that platform, to allow people to buy on there, because they're on there already, to keep buying static items, static items that aren't live, that aren't, people aren't actually selling them right now. I just think this is something that we can't ignore. eBay's going nowhere. Trust me, it's going nowhere. There will always, always be a place. And don't feel like, matter of fact, in a lot of ways, this is good, because there's a lot of people now who are devoting energy and goods to a different platform, and there's less energy and goods on this platform that you may be selling on, and it may be better for you. So especially if you're selling vintage, right? You might have a smaller market over here, but there's so many less people selling on it, and the young people are going over there. There's all kinds of dynamics at play here. But I just would warn those who are extremely skeptical and hate it to maybe rethink it and reevaluate it, because they're making moves that may be beneficial for resellers in the long run. I made a Mercari sale. I sold something that's been sitting in here forever on eBay and did not sell. These Maxell tapes. Look, we got $11 plus shipping for these right here on Mercari. Thank you again, List Perfectly. All right, we are out here in the Supply Hut, and I want to show you something I found at the garage sale. I need your input. I need your opinion on how I'm going to sell this thing on eBay. What's the best way to do? Because I am no Barbie expert, but I knew to pick this thing up because of a little bit of research that I've done in the past on Barbies. And I'm so happy I did, because it turned out to be what I thought it was. It turned out to be a good one. But I do want to remind you, well, there's 2 things. One, on the Commonwealth Picker channel, I think I did a little spot in the middle of a Commonwealth Picker video to get folks to come over to this Whatnot. And I would really, really love to make this a full experience and see how it goes, and see if it's something that we can add to the repertoire. It would probably be limited. You know, I've said in the past, yeah, I'll do like one show a year or something. But I'm thinking, because I've had more opportunity to buy and buy and buy from so many people. I mean, look, it's buying season, and look, we've already got this SupplyHut jam-packed with stuff, and we haven't even got through it yet. Here's that Barbie. And the yard sale season's just getting going. We didn't quite get through everything before yard sale season started, but we came close, and we're already piling it up. So I'm like, you know, maybe we can figure out ways to benefit my family, benefit me, benefit the audience, and just have a lot of fun and do a ton of giveaways and raise some money for charity as well. So come on over May 4th and join us. If you've already signed up for Whatnot, go bookmark the show. If you haven't already signed up, then go to this QR code if you're watching on TV and scan it. And if you're not, just go to the video description, go to my IG link tree, go to CommonwealthPicker.com, scroll to affiliates, and you can use that link. You can get 15 free bucks. Should be fun. And then afterwards, give me some feedback on how you like the experience if you've never tried it before. Check this out. And this is all, well, this isn't all eBay stuff. We're going to be this, yeah, actually most of it is eBay stuff. I take it back. But we're going to be doing, I think a lot of stuff we're going to be putting on that show's back there. We have some really cool stuff that we're going to be putting on there. This is not going on there. This is an old Barbie case, 1963. I paid $15 for this, and it's got some shoes there. See, 15 bucks, and it had this Barbie in it, which, to the best of my knowledge, the dress itself is a Barbie dress that's out there for pretty decent money, that little pink polka dot dress. But that Barbie, I think, is probably $50 to $150 Barbie, depending on a couple different things. I think I've seen made in Japan ones. It's a legit deal. And the question I have is, how should I sell these clothes? First of all, are they legit Barbie clothes? I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are. And how should I sell them? From the looks of them, this is 60s, right? And I'm thinking maybe sell the clothes separate than the doll. Maybe even sell this separately. I don't know, Barbie people, let me know. What should I do out there? So, should she sell like nude? Or should I put a dress on her? Should I keep this dress on her? Should I straighten out her hair? Should I just sell it as, should I put it all in a lot and put it in an auction and just sell it? What do you think? What's the best way to do it? Should I sell this separately? Should I put it all? I'm leaning towards just making it easy and selling it all together in an auction. But I really feel like selling these independently, or selling them even all together, and then selling this and then selling this. So tell me in the comments. All right, y'all, we have one sale out of CommonwealthPicker.com. What do you got?
Philip from Washington got an Enema Man.
Washington State got an Enema Man. Thank you very, very much.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
All right, y'all, Turner has a joke for us, but I wanted to show you this first. This came from Austin. You have a cousin named Austin, don't you? He'll be here in about a month or so. And he said he had to design it, purchase it, and mail it in hopes that it makes it to the sticker wall. Aged and eclectic, giving old things new life. Facebook, eBay, YouTube. That is really cool. I like that. It will definitely make the wall back there in just a minute. So, but Turner's got a joke for you. He has a joke about superhero. Do you remember your joke?
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
What do you call Iron Man without a suit?
What do you call Iron Man without a suit? I don't know. What do you call him?
Stark naked. Stark
naked. I like that, buddy. That's a good one. Very funny. Your mom would like that too. Bye.
Bye.
Still haven't put up our... Boy, I tell you what, I've been so super busy lately. I need to get Bubba's girlfriend back here to help us do a little work, get through some of this stuff we're doing. We got so many irons in the fire right now. We're going to throw Whatnot on top of it. We're going to got the 100-mile garage sale, a 100-mile yard sale here with a ton of people coming into town. And they're going to be there for that Whatnot as well. It's going to be super fun. I can't wait. It's going to be an awesome time. And we've got some huge surprises in store for everybody. May not be for everybody. So maybe just to offset all the people who have unsubbed, because I'm going to do a show on Whatnot, you know, maybe go hit that subscribe button. We'd appreciate it. It doesn't cost a dime to subscribe. Just go hit that, then hit that alert bell as well, and maybe I can balance out all the people that are gone, because I'm going to do a Whatnot show. The kicker for me was my daughter. She sees another little girl doing Whatnot shows, and she wants to do them. So That's not the only reason we're doing it, but it sure helped. So, at any rate, thank y'all for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next time.